My name is Conde Cox. I'm running for the co-op board of directors. I live in Ashland. Well, I lived in Jacksonville in the Rogue Valley 25 years ago for 10 years. Moved to Portland for 12 years and then moved back to the Rogue Valley 5 years ago here in Ashland. And I've always been a fan and a lover of the co-op. It's a safe, lovely place. I'm a big supporter of organic foods, and in fact, I've recently facilitated the co-op's arrangement that it has made with Rolling Hills Farm, our famous organic peach source. One of my best friends owns that farm, and he's retiring and threatened to bulldoze down the trees, and so I have intervened and worked with him and the co-op to make arrangements where the co-op can continue to farm that property and make the Rolling Hills organically farmed peaches available. You know, saving an organic farm is a good thing, particularly for a group like the co-op. I also, 20 plus years ago, was the co-op's wine advisor. I was the person that kind of advised the staff what wines to buy. I was formerly the wine critic and regular wine columnist for Portland Monthly, Seattle Med, and a number of other magazines. And so because of my wine writing, I also often consulted with restaurants and grocery stores, including the co-op, about what wines make sense to put on their shelf. And with the co-op, it was over 20 years ago that I wrote up a little explanatory shelf talker about the differences between organic wine, wines made with organically grown grapes, biodynamic wine. And that little thing I wrote up over 20 years ago is still hanging on the shelf in the wine section. No one threw it away, not yet. So I've had a long connection to the co-op and to the Rogue Valley. And also I've been, for the last 3 years, a member of the co-op finance committee. I'm a lawyer. I've been a business litigation lawyer for over 40 years. Was with a firm in Portland for some time. I was with a firm in Austin for some time. And now I'm kind of semi-retired. I still work a little, but not much. But I also have been serving on the finance committee for the co-op, so I'm intimately familiar with the activities of what's going on at the co-op. And my background as a business litigation lawyer has allowed me to become somewhat literate in the reading of financial statements, and I'm able to read them and explain them if necessary, whereas a lot of people find them a little daunting and confusing, which is understandable because these accountants sometimes with these financial reports are a little obtuse. So that's why I'm running for the board, is to continue to work with the wonderful management team here and the other members of the boards and committees to try to facilitate doing the right thing, like saving organic farms and stocking the right kinds of produce and wines and what have you in the co-op, and supporting our fine employees that are all committed to this organization. And so I think it's important that the boards and the committees support our employees, support our local organic farmers, and continue to make the co-op the nice place that it has grown to be over these many years now that it's been in place here in Ashland. We're lucky to have such a successful co-op, and I have enjoyed serving on the finance committee and hope to serve on the board. Well, as I noted a moment ago, I have served on the finance committee for the co-op with once-a-month meetings over the last nearly 3 years. So I'm somewhat familiar with the financial activities and the reporting that our wonderful management team here has put together. We have a great management team here. Our finance manager and our general manager are highly competent. And I'm not running for the board to try to interfere with what they do at all. The board should be there just to answer long-term planning questions and on occasion help the manager make some tough calls when he needs cover from other people to help go through the process of making difficult choices, which sometimes have to be made. I'm sold on the co-op in part because it has grown up in Ashland, as a part of Ashland. It's kind of organic, not just in the sense of the organic foods, but it's grown up organically as very reflective of the community in Ashland. It's not an accident. It's been there, 40-something years or 50 years now. And it is obviously not a formulaic corporate supermarket that has imposed its own will on the community. It's quite the opposite. It's kind of grown up and become the place that it is because it grew up right here in Ashland and reflects the type of community we have here in terms of its diversity, in terms of its commitment, as I say, to organic foods, and in terms of its kind of commitment to its employees to treat them fairly, and to being a welcoming, open place to people of all economic and social backgrounds. Uh, I, it's amazing sometimes to me the diversity that you encounter in there. It makes it a more pleasant place actually than places that are just full of the same type of shopper. The co-op is full of people from every walk of life, and it makes it kind of a fun place to visit, in my view. Uh, and I think we have some real opportunities because the Biden administration's COVID programs that encouraged businesses like the co-op to stay in business and keep people employed during the COVID time period has resulted in some really nice uh, programs that the government, the result of which is that the co-op is in a very strong cash position and has the ability to make some improvements to our building. There's some deferred maintenance in there, and we probably do need to do some things to fix up a few things here and there that, I don't think we need to do too much, anything too fancy. It would destroy the lovely, as I say, organic atmosphere or organically grown atmosphere that the store clearly exhibits. But we do need to kind of keep the place in good shape and not let things fall apart or fail to be maintained. And so those are, I think, the things that the board of directors of the co-op should and will address this year, next year, and every year, hopefully for many more years to come. Well, probably organic, and I don't mean just organically certified produce or organically raised livestock. I mean organic in the broadest sense of the word. Like I said a moment ago, the co-op feels like has been organically grown right here locally. It's not some, as I say, some large corporate supermarket chain imposing its layout and its configuration and its style and its type of foods on us. Instead, it's the opposite. The co-op has grown up as the demands and the type of people in Ashland have over time expected and contributed to producing a place that is very reflective of our local community, which includes organic produce like the Rolling Hills Farm peaches, but way more than that. Everything about the place and how it's put together and how it's welcoming of people from every background, that is all very helpful. And I like the fact that it is a co-op where, if at the end of the year things have gone as planned and we haven't had any unexpected problems, then we can take the profits and distribute them back to our owners. I'm in favor of distributing all the profits back to our owners. I'm not in favor of cutting prices because you might have a problem and not be able to get to the end of the year with anything left over sometimes. And the way to do that is to behave like a cooperative, which means you take your profits and give them back to the owners at the end of the year if you've had a good year, and you don't know until the end of the year whether you have or not. But I've always been, including during my time on the finance committee for the co-op for the last few years, very supportive of redistributing profits back to the owners, and if we have a successful year, taking care of our employees and giving them a little extra from time to time if we've done well, because they're all highly committed to this organization and not only show up for work but are cheerful and work in what are sometimes difficult circumstances. So we owe our employees our loyalty and to compensate them well, and we owe our owners the redistribution of our dividends if we're profitable. So that's my view of the co-op, and I think it is an organic place, not just selling organic produce, but it is an organically grown place. It reflects Ashland, and hopefully it will continue to do so.